begin today by overviewing how players sign up. So players sign up through you, the operator. All entries should come to the NDA from you, the operator, because you are in control. So you can complete all your entries online or via mail or fax. We'll go over online tournament entry here a little bit later on in the webinar. It is up to you to establish a deadline for your players. In order to meet our deadline, we do recommend that you set a deadline earlier than ours for your players so that you can get everything in time and not incur any late fees. Please note that if players do contact the NDA office asking what deadlines are, we will always direct them to you to contact their operator or their Dart League coordinator that they have set the players' deadlines, and we do not know what those deadlines are, so we will never disclose those to them. So player sign-up forms can be found online. They're also in the team captain's booklets. If you did not receive a team captain's booklet, please contact the NDA office and we'll be happy to send you one. Players can complete these forms and return them to you, and it's an easy way for you to gather up all of the information that you need to complete your online tournament entries. And please be certain that players also send all money to you, and then you send one check to the NDA. We will not accept any form of payment from players if they attempt to pay us for their Team Dart entries. So the entry deadlines are found on page 4 of your Team Dart 2015 tournament kit. But just as a quick overview, the sanctioned target deadline was December 15th, 2014. This was the sanction deadline for all players participating in Team Dart. However, please note that players can still you can still sanction your players. So don't worry, just get those in to us as soon as possible. If the player is not sanctioned, however, they will not appear in your online tournament entry, so that will pose a problem for you when you go to do your entries. So just make sure that these players have been sanctioned prior to you starting your online tournament entry. March 6th is also your last day to order and complete entry certificates and sign your statement of accuracy and sanction declaration. The statement of accuracy and the sanction declaration can both be found in your online entry, and again, we'll go over that here later on in the webinar. You can still make changes, order more certificates, and cancel certificates up to March 20th. That is your final deadline. However, after March 20th, you will not be given a refund for any certificates that are canceled. You will not be able to make any more changes, and any certificates that are ordered between March 7th and March 20th do incur a $25 late fee per certificate ordered. This is also your last day to submit required documentation, which includes the player stats that show record of the 96 games played and that the highest valid skill rating has been entered for all of your players. No changes or additional orders will be accepted after March 20th, as we do have to move on with classifying and leveling the tournament. If stats are not submitted for players, there is a $100 fee that will be assessed. The $100 fee will also be assessed if documentation is not properly labeled, meaning you have not highlighted, starred, or asterisked your players that are attending Team Dart on your stats. Again, refunds for certificates are non-refundable. I'm sorry, that's after March 20th. And we can transfer any unused certificate to another event with the same entry fee prior to March 20th. So if you have player changes or substitutions, you can take care of this yourself online up to the March 20th deadline. If you are adding any additional players after you've already submitted in your player stats, you will need to provide additional documentation for these players. After March 20th, the on-site alternate rule will apply, so you will need to come to the registration desk on-site at Team Dart and request an alternate form, and this should be done at least 30 minutes prior to the event. And for a full definition of the on-site alternate rule, please see the bottom of page 4 of your Team Dart tournament kit. But what on-site alternates means ultimately is that the alternate must be from the same league system. So they must play for the same charter holder as the player that they are replacing. They also must still meet all of the same player eligibility requirements as all the other players entered in a Team Dart 2015. So they must be a current 2014 to 15 sanctioned player. They must have played a minimum of 96 games in 8 separate weeks of league play, and they must have played during the qualifying period. They also must have player skill ratings on file with the NDA. So you should either have submitted stats for them prior to on-site. So if they're already entered into the tournament, we should already have stats for them. If they are not already entered into the tournament, then we will need to have stats provided for them. And they must be rated equal to or less than the player that they are replacing. So if they're replacing a player with a 3.3 MPR, then the alternate must have a 3.3 MPR or less in order to replace that player. In ladies or mixed events, the alternate must also be of the same gender. We do still require that one male and one female will be on a team for mixed events. So if this interferes with that, the alternate must be of the same gender. And no roster changes are allowed in team finals. So adding alternates to certificates during entry. You can add an extra player to a certificate during tournament entry. Classification, however, will be based on team sums using the highest skill ratings. So for example, if you have a 4-person team entering Team 501, but you add an alternate to the certificate just in case someone can't go or can't play, the team will be classified based on the highest 4-player skill ratings, and that will not be changed if that higher player cannot participate. So regardless, we will always take the sum of the top 4 players. Now this ensures the team is properly classified based on any of the players' skill ratings. It's a good idea to enter player skills online for anyone that's coming to Team Dart, whether they intend to play or not. You don't have to add them to your certificate to enter their skills. They can just be outstanding. But this just ensures that they have a verifiable skill rating on file, and it makes on-site alternates a lot easier and just a quicker process for both us and the player. So let's go online and review online tournament entry. So to complete your tournament entry, you'll need to go to www.ndadarts.com. You will have to be logged in with your username and password. Again, your username is your 3-digit operator number, and your password is unique to you. If you cannot remember your password, please feel free to contact the NDA office and we will be able to provide that to you. So once logged in, you'll go over to the right side of your screen and click on the quick links. This will redirect you to this page that you're viewing now. Here you'll select the tournament that you're wanting to enter your players into, which is Team Dart 2015. You'll select Continue. You'll find yourself on this list. We'll use the National Dart Association for today. Hit Continue. And then here you'll be directed to a screen that is called the Operator Summary page. So here you'll see everything from the number of certificates that you've purchased to the total amount owed for your certificate to how many you have complete versus not complete, how many players are entered, and how many have skills. Also, it will outline the important dates up here at the top. So it's letting you know that you will have a late fee of $25 from March 7th to the 20th, and that the 20th is the last day to pay for your certificate. So the first thing you'll want to do is you want to order your certificate. So you'll click on Order More. And certificates can be purchased by event type. So we have singles, doubles, triples, and team. Here, it will show you how many you've ordered thus far. And your actions, if you need to buy more, will be here. So let's say you need to buy more singles. So you'll click on Buy Singles. And here you'll see all of the singles events that are offered at Team Dart. So let's say I need one open singles 501. I'd enter 1 in the box here. And I need 1 open singles cricket. Enter 1 in the box there. Down here, it will show that I'm ordering 2 singles certificates for a total of $102. And then you'll need to select Submit this order. And you'll go on down the line and do the same for doubles, triples, and teams. Once you're done, you'll click Return to your summary. This will take you back to your operator summary page. Then you'll see for your certificate summary, you've ordered 30 certificates total. Of those 30 certificates, 11 have been completed, and you still have 19 that need to be complete, meaning you still have 19 certificates that need players assigned to them. And then we'll also show you your total amount owed for all of your Team Dart entries. Now please note that this amount is not linked to our accounting system, so this number will never decrease regardless of the payments that you've submitted to the NDA for your Team Dart entries. So this will always just show the total amount spent on Team Dart entries. If you have any questions about your balance, you can call the NDA office, or you can email an NDA staff member, and we'll be happy to give you your current, most up-to-date balance. Also, a good thing to know is that we invoice once a week for Team Dart, typically on Mondays, and emails with invoices are received by midweek. These invoices will be for any entries purchased the week prior. You can make a payment online by clicking the Make a Payment, or you can submit a check made payable to the National Dart Association or the NDA. You can also retrieve a list of sanctioned players here if you would like. And here is where you will add your players to the tournament. So that would be your next step after ordering your certificate. So we'll click Add Players. And on the left side, you will see all of your sanctioned players who are not entered into the tournament. So we just have 1 player who's not entered into the tournament. And then on the right side, you will see all of your players that have been entered into the tournament. So I have 7 entrants in the tournament and 1 that is not. If you do not find a player listed on the left side and you're attempting to add them to your tournament, first double check that they haven't been moved over here. If you still do not see them, that means they have not been sanctioned. So you will need to get that player sanctioned in order for them to appear in your tournament entry screen. So to add a player, just click on the player and click Add to Tournament. If you accidentally add someone that you didn't want to the tournament, again, just select the player and click Remove. Once you have added all of your players to the tournament, you can click on Your Summary, and this will direct you back to the operator summary screen. The next step that you'll want to do is enter your skills. If you go to assign players to certificates without entering their skills, you're going to get errors. So to alleviate that, enter skills first before assigning players to certificates. So you'll click Enter Skills. Select the player you'd like to enter a skill for. And then enter their highest known skill rating for their PPD and their MPR. So we'll say that Craig is a 29 PPD. So remember, you must go 2 decimal places out. So we'll put .00. And his MPR is a 3.3, so 3.30. Up here you'll see his player number, his name, and his sex. Now this is what we have him as in our system. If any of this information is correct, whether it be a name spelling or, you know, the player isn't a male, the player is actually a female, please let us know of that change that needs to be made, so that we can get that taken care of prior to Team Dart. Otherwise, there could be some issues on site. And then check yes that the total number of games is greater than 96. If you do not select that and you try to hit record these skills, it will give you an error message. You'll select record these skills and then move on to your next player. So again, 15.90, going out 2 decimal places. Once you have checked the 96 games button, it will auto default to checking that for you. But you will still need to select record these skills. If you do not select record these skills, those skills will not stick. Then you can return to your operator summary once you have entered skills for all of your players. So here, just a thing to note, players entered into the tournament. I have 7 players entered into the tournament. Players with skills is 7. That's good. You want these to be the same. If players with skills was 6, well, I haven't entered skills for one of my players. So then you would need to go back to enter skills and find the player that you didn't get those recorded for and enter those in. So at the end of this, these 2 numbers should be the same, and your not complete certificate should be 0. So then you'll assign your players to games by clicking the button below, enter skills. And here you'll see that they're broken down by singles, doubles, triples, and team. The 6-digit numbers here are your certificate numbers, and the names next to them are the certificate names. So singles events will automatically default to the player's first and last name, and that will be the certificate name. Doubles certificates will automatically be named by the 2 players' last names in alphabetical order. Triples and team certificates will not automatically generate team certificate names, so you will need to assign a name to those certificates. So to assign players to a game, you'll click on a certificate. Let's see, we're looking at certificate 209002, Open Singles 501. We currently have no players on the team. So you'll select the player you'd like to add to the certificate and click Add to Certificate. Now here I'm getting an error message that the team skill sum requires master classification. So this player cannot be entered on an Open Singles 501 because they are technically a master rated player. So you can either remove the player by clicking the X, or you can click Elevate the Certificate Now, and that will elevate them to masters. You can then return to your summary and go on down the line. So Caroline Escobar was successfully added to that certificate. If you needed to remove her again, just select the X. Again, double certificates will automatically generate a team name that is the 2 last names of the players on that certificate in alphabetical order. If you want to change the team name, you would just take care of that here. And then you'll go on down the line for all of your triples and team events. Return to operator summary will take you back to your operator summary box. And again, once you've done that, all of the not complete should be 0, and complete should be your total. You also must submit Team Dart stats for all of your players. Once you have submitted those to the NDA, we will mark that we have received them. If you see not filed, this means that we have not yet received them by either mail, fax, or email. Once we have, we mark them within 24 hours that they are received, and you will see here received and pending verification. So what that means is that while we have them, we still have not gone through and verified that all of your players have played the minimum 96 game requirement and that their highest valid skill rating was entered. Once that is done, you will see verified here in this slot. If you need to know what the definition of league stats versus tournament stats are, you can hover over these two links and it will provide a definition of both. You'll also find those in your Team Dart 2015 tournament kit. And then lastly, you'll need to complete the statement of accuracy and the sanction declaration. So you'll just click Complete Now, read through the statement. If you affirm that the statement is true, then you would type your name and click Affirm this statement. Return to your summary and do the same for your sanction declaration. Just a few more reminders for you. Make sure that you mark your calendars with the deadlines that we have overviewed today and also the dates of the tournaments. Make sure to start giving your player sign-up forms today so that they can get them to you in a timely manner and you get them to us by our deadline. And then again, make sure that you set a deadline earlier than ours for your players to alleviate any late fees or any issues for you. Your players can also find information about Team Dart 2015 by visiting our Facebook and Twitter pages. I've also provided the links here for you. We suggest that they call or email the NDA office with their current email address and mailing address for monthly on-target newsletters as well. If you have any questions about anything that we've overviewed in today's webinar, please do not hesitate to contact the NDA office by calling 800-808-9884 and speaking with any member of our staff.